three projects because we thought they complemented each other in terms of how Fikra should take place, in terms of organization with the local community and how they want to work with it.
Purpose of Fikra is actually to make connection with the local village around us, and we can really grow together.
The experience with working with the Nubians was really good because we got a lot of inside information on how they live and how they perceive themselves in relation to the greater context of Egypt. And because we can read a lot about it on the news about how the new and the old generations have conflicting opinions and conflicting views on what is needed for Nubia. But when you go and you talk to them, you find that a lot of times even within the new and old generations there's conflict. So there are a lot of overlaps, and there's also a lot of conflict within each other on what to agree on and what not to agree on. But I found what's most rewarding and most interesting is that they all seem to want their traditions to stay alive. And I think that was a really nice surprise on one hand, but also just really nice to hear from them.
So basically, like before coming to Egypt, I always had heard that Egypt was the mother of the world, al-Dunya. But while actually coming to Egypt, I realized that on the campsite and while working with the locals and especially the minority group Nubia, I also came to know that the Nubia is actually the heart of Egypt, which has been a mind opener for me, and I've been seeing stuff in a very, very different way, and just by experiencing how they open up their homes and let foreign people in, it's amazing.
The first one was the agricultural track, or the green track, and we got an expert from Permaculture Society in Cairo to help us out design the entire thing, because the way they grow the crops here is very abusive to the land and not sustainable, and also very dependent on whether the water is high or low. And the new system kind of ensures that you can grow more than one crop in more than one season and keep the land kind of healthy for longer use and basically better crop. Since the displacement of the Nubian community and the Nubian tribes in Aswan, there's been little or no documentation about the entire process of it and how the community felt about it afterwards and how they lived the day.
The information that we've gathered, well, right now we're producing both a booklet that has a combination of pictures and a small description as to each chapter or each section, depending on how you look at it. We're also producing a small film to show some of the interviews, their perspectives on just the situation currently in Egypt.
I feel that CICV will be a good help for us, really, to make the good connection with other local community.
Also to help Fikra kind of showcase their work and how they impacted the community.
We're hoping that this information will serve as a very small stepping stone to illuminating the public, the rest of the public, both within and outside of Egypt, as to their traditions, their customs, their language, and also just who they are. Because for a very long time they've been removed from history or just kind of excluded from history, depending on how you look at it. So we're hoping that this serves as a very small stepping stone towards putting them into history.
The third project was the artistic expression space, and or we can call it the workshop area. That's basically because Fikra wanted to give back to the community in some form. Also because there's been a lot of lost art throughout the displacement till today, especially with the fall of tourism and electricity coming into these places, these people's homes. A lot of things changed. The Nubian kind of sewing and beading died away with a couple of the tribes around this area, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to have the workshop space built, is to revive these lost handicrafts and arts so that they can have more ways to generate income as well as maintain and sustain their culture.
The beauty of this place is that it can really be used for anything. We've had some beading workshops here, and local musicians came and performed in the space outdoors where we built a stage. And I think we've left it really open so that anything can happen here. anything that you can think of, bring a teacher in and find people in the community, and people will come and love it.
As well as have a space for the people around the community to use for whatever they want. So whether it's a big workshop, it's a concert, it's a festival, it's a celebration of some sort. Also to make sure that they can experiment, because a lot of things changed and they keep on experimenting with new things, like working with copper, working with beading, and they need a space to host all these things and facilitate it. And Fikra does have the connections for it and the place to help bridge the gap.
My hopes for this place in the future are that it becomes kind of a happening place in terms of art and music, and there are people coming and going, workshops and performances being held often, maybe weekly or monthly, and kind of just a strong community of artistic expression is built here, and people are able to meet others with like-minded people, teachers, and learn new skills, and just kind of be able to enjoy life and have a good time.
I think in Egypt we enjoy life in our own way. We love people, we're warm and we're friendly, and we love to laugh and make fun of everything, and we love to eat and gather and celebrate every kind of celebration, I guess. Weddings and Christmas and Islamic things, and it's all over the place, but we're up to it and we're happy, and we just like to gather around and just enjoy life.
It's a country full of happiness, love, music, dance, food. Like, there are too many things that it's really impossible to describe all the feelings that this country brings to me. Is just magic, is love, is every corner has its own culture and history, it's just Egypt.
رواية سالم من ربد السالم